Okay, so they've figured out immortality. Yes, yes. We've all done it to ourselves back around LS10 of this year. And so far as we can tell, it's working. Does it last forever? Nothing lasts forever, John. How long then? We don't know. It might be forever. That's not in the book. We don't know. We ourselves are the experiment. We'll figure that, we figure we'll find out as we go along. Dude, I am so psyched right now. I think there's a well, John's gonna die, but is there a possibility that some of these people are still gonna be here in the third book? Don't tell me, but that's the vibe I'm getting. I thought I was gonna be reading about like their great grandchildren, because the whole series covers like 200 years. Pete's gonna die, but the rest of them might just be in jail 200 years later. So, we ourselves are the experiment. We figure we'll find out as we go along. It seems possible we might be able to do the therapy again when the rate of division errors begin to increase again. If that is successful, it could mean you could last for quite a while. Like how long? He insisted. Well, we don't know, do we? Well, we don't know, do we? Do we? Okay, sorry. I read it right the first time. I don't know why I thought I could do better. Like how long? He insisted. Well, we don't know, do we? Ugh, I can't read it now. Well, we don't know, do we? Longer than we live now. That's pretty sure. Possibly a lot longer. John stared at her. Well, except Frank. I hope he's not around for that long. Dude, Frank's gonna outlive everybody. The most devious bastards always do. Frank's gonna... Dude, he's so jealous of John for being the first man on Mars, he's gonna be the last man. He's gonna be standing in the wasteland, smiling, alone. John stared at her. She smiled at the expression on his face. And he could feel that his jaw was slack with amazement. No doubt, he looked less than brilliant. He's more jealous of John for being the first man on Maya. Dead. R.I.P. My soul has gone to heaven. Ugh. First, second, and third man on Maya. Oh my god, stop. Wait, no, Frank was first, actually. Maya was with Frank first. That's also why he hates John, because Maya said, I've seen enough. And then she saw John, and she's like, ooh, more of that, please. We forget it. We forget that fact. I almost forgot, actually. He's like, God damn it, I was first. You got Mars. Okay, I legitimately want, like, a limited series on, like, HBO of this. God damn. It would be amazing if they did it right. This is good enough. Okay, good. Ah, the joy of reading. They never do a good enough job in the adaptation anyways. They'd probably like skip over Anne's whole thing. They'd be like, ooh, love triangle. Ooh, we're on Mars. Ooh, we're releasing genetically engineered microorganisms. Anne, she's not even in this. We had to cut her character to make room for more jealousy. So, yeah, I guess reading the book is better. She's got to imagine the scenes. I'm not sure who has the rights. Last I heard, Apple. Oh, fuck, I don't have Apple. Nah, Anne's stuff is more important for books 2 and 3, the themes. I was joking about that, but, like, that's good to know. I kind of felt like Anne was gonna be, like, a footnote in history. But I knew that couldn't be true. I mean, that's kind of what For All Mankind is, a show about colonizing Mars. What? I mean, I've never heard of it, but that's not what I'm saying. I mean, like a show about colonizing Mars is as good as any other. I'm like, oh, okay, it's been done already. We don't need it. I'm like, this book, these characters, these themes. And, I mean, these themes apply to, like, real life, so any story of the colonization of Mars should touch on some of these themes. But... yeah, I don't know. It's I kind of laugh at the idea that, like, oh, well, somebody already made a show about colonizing Mars, so we don't need Red Mars. The 3-body problem. Yeah, see, there's already shows about space. We don't need another story about space. Being like, come on, it's been done already. Derivative. What is wait, isn't his name Frank? Derivative. Garbage. Nothing lasts forever, blah, blah, blah. He could feel that his jaw was slack with amazement. No doubt he looked less than brilliant. But what did she expect? He was following his thoughts with difficulty as they skittered around. Who have you told about this? He asked. Well, we have asked everyone in the first 100 when they get checkups with us. And everyone here at Acheron has tried it. And the thing is, we've only combined methods that everyone has. So it won't be long before others try putting it together too. So, we're writing it up for publication. But we're going to send the articles first to be reviewed by the World Health Organization. Political fallout, you know? John said, considering it. News of a longevity drug on Mars. News of a longevity... oh my god. News of a longevity drug loose on Mars. Back among the teeming billions. My lord, he thought. Is it expensive? Not extremely. Reading your genome is the most expensive part. And it takes time. But it's just a procedure. You know, it's just computer time. It's very possible you could inoculate everyone on Earth. But the population problem down there is already critical as it is. they'd have to institute some pretty intense population control, or else they'd get Malthusian pretty fast. We thought we'd better leave the decisions to the authorities down there. But word is sure to get out. Is that true? They might try to put a clamp on it. Maybe even a comprehensive clamp. I don't know. Wow. But you folks, you just went ahead and did it? We did, she shrugged. So what do you say? Want to do it? Let me think about it. Falling into history. Damn. Oh my god. John, your pee-pee will work for another 100 years. It's not Jover. Sold. Killer Queen, welcome, welcome. This is Monday Book Club, so celebrate quietly, raid quietly as loudly as you can. I love it. Welcome viewers, new raiders, and Killer Queen, it's lovely to see you. Hope you're doing well and had a great stream and a great night. We are currently reading Red Mars by Kim Stanley Robinson. If you would like to listen, you totally can. It's kind of fun. But we are halfway through the book, so if you're worried about spoilers, don't listen. Sweet dreams, Killer Queen. Bob bless. Roar, how are you a raider? Everyone duck and cover. He's a secret agent, actually. Oh, Anonymous. Thank you for a gifted sub like 20 minutes ago, by the way. Thank you. International Super Spy, Roar. Getting real sassafrage vibes from Roar. Hello, Yosef. And welcome, Stinky Shark. Everybody give it up for Killer Queen. She's going to bed, but, you know, another flow artist on Twitch doing stuff. Okay, back to the show. Yunkin Drunkalist. Okay, let me think about it. Immortality? I gotta think about it. Just because, you know, people back on Earth might get jealous. And I'm a celebrity. It's not good for PR. It's a PR nightmare. He went for a walk on the crest of the Finn. Up and down the long greenhouse, stuffed with bamboo and food crops. Walking west, he had to shield his eyes from the glare of the afternoon sun, even through the filtered glass. Walking back east, he could look out at the broken slopes of lava stretching up to Olympus Mons. It was hard to think. He was 66 years old. Dude, this is so awesome because like they're like the age that we are basically. I mean, not 66. It's 2048 back on Earth. So like literally they went to Mars like at like the age they like the average they went to Mars in 2027. John went to Mars. John was the first man on Mars, and he went in 2019. So he was like what? Probably like 30. He was probably like 30 when he went. I can't do quick math like that, but you know he like we'd be like his age, basically. So he's 66 now. He could look out at the broken slopes of lava stretching up to Olympus Mons. It was hard to think. He was 66 years old, born in 1982. And what was it back on Earth now? 2048? M11. 11. Oh, so they've been on Mars for 11 years? Martian years, right. M11. 11 long, high rad Martian years. And he had spent 35 months in space, including 3 trips between Earth and Mars, which was still the record. He had taken on 195 REMs in those trips alone. That's a lot. I'm surprised he's still alive. My man is not having any children. He had taken on 195 REMs in those trips alone. And he had low blood pressure. And a bad HDL to LDL ratio. And his shoulders ached when he swam. And he was tired a lot. He felt tired a lot. He was getting old. He didn't have all that many years left. Weird though it was to think of it. And he had a lot of faith in the Acheron group, who, now that he thought of it, were wandering around their eyrie, working and eating and playing soccer and swimming and so on, with little smiles of absorbed concentration, with a kind of humming. Not like 10-year-olds, certainly not. But with an aura of suffused, absorbed happiness, of health, and more than health. He laughed out loud. He lolled and went back down into Acheron looking for Ursula. When she saw him, she laughed too. It's really not that hard of a choice, is it? No, he laughed with her. I mean, what have I got to lose? So, he agreed to it. They had his genome in their records, but it would take a few days to synthesize the collection of repair strands and clip them onto plasmids and clone millions more. Ursula told him to come back in 3 days. When he got back to the guest rooms, Maya was already there, looking as shocked as he felt, wandering nervously from dresser to sink to window, touching things and looking around as if she had never seen such a room before. Vlad had told her about it after her physical, just as Ursula had with John. "Immortality plague!" she exclaimed, and laughed strangely. "Can you believe it?" "Longevity plague," he corrected her. "And no, I can't. Not really." He felt a little dizzy, and he could see she hadn't heard him. Her agitation made him nervous. They heated soup, ate in a daze. Vlad told Maya to come to Acheron and intimated what it was all about, which was why she had insisted John accompany her to Acheron. When she told him that, he felt a shiver of fondness for her. Standing next to her, washing the dishes, observing her hands shake as she spoke, he felt exceptionally close to her. It was as if they knew each other's thoughts, as if, after all the years in the face of this bizarre development, there were no need for words, only for each other's presence. That night, in the warm dark of their bed, she whispered hoarsely, "We better do it twice tonight, while it's still us." Three days later, they both got the treatment. John lay back, on a medical couch, hoarsely, like, you know, hoarsely. We better do it. We better do it twice tonight, while it's still us. Because they've been talking so much. Or wait, no, they weren't talking. I don't know why her voice is hoarse. Because she's old. Maya's probably like 62. But she's had less radiation than John. Oh, she probably talked a lot, like, all day. I am refusing to take any non-innocent answer. We don't have time for that kind of stuff. Come on. This one dedicated to all the Martians. It literally said he was, they knew each other's thoughts, but he literally was like, standing next to her, observing her hands shake as she spoke. They were talking a lot, okay? They talked a lot. They probably screamed a little. And so then at the end of the night, when they're laying in their warm, dark bed, we'd better do it twice tonight while it's still us. 3 days later, they both got the treatment. John lay back on a medical couch in a small room and stared at an intravenous plug in the back of his hand. An IV feed shot, just like all those he had had before. Except this time, he could feel a strange heat rising up his arm, flushing his chest, pouring down his legs. Was it real? Was he imagining it? For a second, he felt extremely odd all over, as if his ghost had walked through him. Then he was just very hot. "Should I be this hot?" he asked Ursula anxiously. "It's like a fever at first," she said. "Then we put a small shock through you to push the plasmids into your cells. After that, it's more chills than fever. As the new strands bond to the old." Jealous? No, I'm kidding. That's not cool, man. Then it's more chills than fever, as the new strands bond to the old. People often feel quite cold, actually. An hour later, a big IV bag had drained into him. He was still hot, and his bladder was full. They let him get up and go to the bathroom. Then when he returned, he was strapped into what looked like a cross between a couch and an electric chair. That didn't bother him. Astronaut training had inured him to all devices. The shock, when it came, lasted about 10 seconds and felt like a disagreeable tickling everywhere in him. Ursula and the others detached him from the apparatus. Ursula, her eyes twinkling, gave him a kiss full on the mouth. In front of Maya. She warned him again that in a while he would start to feel chilled, and that it would last for a couple days. It was okay to sit in the saunas or whirlpool baths. It was okay to sit in the saunas or the whirlpool baths. In fact, they recommended it. So, yeah, I'm getting that vibe as well. A whirlpool. So, it's not a triangle. Calm down, everybody. It's cultural differences. This is what immortals do. What's a kiss on the mouth between immortal friends? So, he and Maya sat in the corner of a sauna together, huddled in the penetrating warmth, watching the bodies of the other visitors, who came in white and went out pink. It seemed to John an image of what was happening to the two of them. Come in 65, go out 10. He really couldn't believe it. It was still very hard for him to think. He found his thoughts simply blanked, his mind stunned. If brain cells were reinforced too, had his clogged unexpectedly? He had always been a ragged, slow thinker. In fact, this was probably no more than his usual obtuseness, brought to his attention because he was trying so hard to come to grips with the thing, to think what it meant. Could it really be true? Could they really be sidestepping death for some years? Perhaps some decades? They left the sauna to eat. And after their meals, they took short walks in the Crest greenhouse, looking out at the dunes to the north, the chaotic lava to the south. The view north reminded Maya of early Underhill, with the random litter of stones on Lune replaced by Arcadia's wind-swept quilt pattern of dunes. As if her memory had cleaned up her recollections of that time, making them more patterned, tinting their faded ochres and reds to rich lemon yellows. Patination of the past. He stared at her curiously. It had been 11 years since those first days in the trailer park. And in most of the years since, the two of them had been lovers. With a number of blessed interruptions and separations, of course, caused by circumstance or, more usually, their inability to get along. But they had always started again when the opportunity came. When the opportunities came. And the upshot was that now they knew each other just about as well as any old married couple, with a less interrupted history. Perhaps even better. Because any completely constant couple was likely to have stopped paying attention to each other at some point, while the two of them, with all their separations and reunions, fights and reproachments, had to relearn each other countless times. John said some of this to her, and they talked about it. It was a pleasure to talk about it. We have had to keep paying attention, Maya said intently, nodding with a look of solemn satisfaction, sure that this was mostly her doing. Yes, they had paid attention. They had never fallen into the mindless rut of habit. Surely they both agreed as they sat in the baths or walked the crest. This compensated for the time they had spent apart. More than compensated for it. Yes, no doubt, they knew each other even better than any old married couple. And so they talked, trying to stitch their pasts to this strange new future. Thank you, Legion 54, for your message and for $5. Trying to stitch their pasts to this strange new future in the anxious hope that it would not prove to be an unbridgeable rupture. And late the following evening, 2 days after the inoculation, sitting alone, naked, in the sauna, their flesh still cold, their skin all rosy with sweat, John looked at Maya's body, sitting there beside him, real as a rock. And he felt a glow, like the IV injection running all through him. He had not eaten much since the treatment, and the beige and yellow tiles they sat on started to throb, as if lit from within. Light gleamed on every water droplet covering the tiles, like tiny chips of lightning scattered everywhere. And Maya's body sprawled over these sparkling tiles, pulsing before him like a pink candle. The intense there-ness of it. Hayacity. Hacity. I think it's hayacity. Hayacity. Sachs had called it once, when John had asked him something about his religious beliefs. I believe in hayacity, Sachs had said. In thisness. In here and nowness. In the particular individuality of the moment. That's why I want to know, what is this? What is this? What is this? Hayacity, maybe? Hayacity? Thisness. This isness. In the here and nowness. In the particular individuality of each moment. That's why I want to know, what is this? What is this? What is this? Now, remembering Sachs's odd word and his odd religion, John finally understood him. Because he was feeling the thisness of the moment. These are made up English words, dude. It's not English. This is like, what's it called? Slang. It's freestyling. Thisness isn't a word, but it is a word because somebody made it up. You're fucked. Get fucked by that, okay? Sorry, this is important to me. It's art, okay? All right, there's like one. I'm here, and then there's this page, and then that's the end of this section. The thisness of the moment, like a rock in his hand. Like a rock in his hand. And it felt as if his entire life had been lived only to get him to this moment. The tiles and the thick, hot air were pulsing around him as if he were dying and being reborn. And sure, that was really the case if what Ursula and Vlad said were true. And there beside him in the process of being reborn was the pink body of Maya Oh God. Okay, I wasn't prepared to pronounce her last name again. Of Maya Toatovna. Maya's body, which he knew better than his own. And not only in this moment, but through time. He could recall vividly his first sight of her naked, floating toward him in the bubble chamber on the Ares, surrounded by a nimbus of stars and the black velvet of space. And every change in her since then was perfectly visible to him. The shift from the image in his memory to the body beside him was a hallucinatory time dissolve. Her flesh and skin shifting, dropping, lining, aging. They were both older, creakier, heavier. that was the way it went. But really, the amazing thing was how much remained. How much had remained. How much they were still themselves. Lines from a poem came to him. The epitaph of the Scott expedition near Ross Station in Antarctica. They had all climbed the hill to see the big wooden cross together, and carved on it had been some lines. Much has gone, yet much remains. Something like that. He couldn't remember. Much had gone. It had been a long time ago, after all. Alright, I'll be right back. I gotta pee.